guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow, guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. Pop the bottom off. It started there because I wanted to see how they had the anode fed with high voltage. You can tell where they nibbled at this with a round punch. Doom, 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 doom. Man, the construction on the inside of this thing is beautiful. It's your power management, your soft start circuit, that kind of stuff's here. Your power management, your 110 volt power management. It's your bias control. This is going to be your ALC, your key-in circuit. The ALC circuit's going to actually be over here on the wall. Transmitter antenna connection, and then in here is going to be your signal bridge. It's going to be your bias board. God, they just do beautiful construction. Yeah, but the only thing I got to do is get in here with this. And grab this. And do this. God, it looks good. Not butchered at all. Okay, I'm gonna put this back on. So when I put this back together and I turned on and started running it, and this thing is balanced within a millimeter of its life, and it's I have a feeling that because this thing is dirty, it's got some dust in it, like a substantial amount, that there might be just enough weight to throw this thing out of balance. So I'm going to take a couple minutes. We're going to get this all cleaned up, make it look like new again, and hopefully that'll quiet this down, because it was making a little bit of a vibration noise, and I thought, man, I can't I can't let that go without taking a look at that. So I had to pull the bottom back off, and let me clean this real quick. Give me just a minute. Because it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Could you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Okay, so we're back this morning, and we're working on this Tentec Titan 2. I want you to hear this. Quiet. It took a lot of work and effort on my part to get that fan cleaned up. It actually had so much dust and kind of like dirt impacted around the fan. To get that thing to spin up smoothly was a great labor of love. Okay, so this thing is going to come to you in three parts. You're going to have the amp deck, the plate transformer, and the tube. They're all going to be in separate things. This will come to you in a wood crate. That's going to come to you in a wood crate, and that's going to come to you through UPS FedEx in a box. Now, this is a 4CX 1600B. Okay, it's a Russian tube. There's no direct replacement for this. The Russians are the only ones that ever made it. Tentec got a hold of it, and they figured out that this was pretty much the most skookum thing that you could get for the amateur community. And it's no joke. It's pretty low drive, about 100 watts, fully limit plus some. But that's a brand new tube that's in there. Like, virginal, straight from Russia. Okay, this is Svetlana. Now, the way this works is your high voltage plugs in over here on this board. Okay. And then the transformer itself plugs in on this connector down here. It threads directly into the cabinet. And this cabinet is really not strong enough to ship it with this transformer inside. This is a Well, 117 volt, 117 volt. 2015 volt at 1.5 amp. Okay, 50% duty cycle transformer, which is scooching good. Full wave. Okay, because this runs on about 30-ish, 3,000-ish volts. Like most of the ham stuff, the 1500 to 1200 doll, 3500Zs, all that stuff all runs on at about 3,000 volts. Where if you do the math, you'll understand that much plate voltage usually will render you somewhere in the amount of what you want to get the job done to schmeck the cockles. Okay? This thing's great. It's 160A, 160B, all the way through 10 meters, labeled. No modifications needed. There's only one bulb to light all of this. So you're going to be lit over here, and then it's going to slowly get darker. It's just the way they have it designed. Everything on here works appropriately. Okay? Now, when you go and you turn this thing on, you flip the switch, you're going to have a 2-minute and 50-second to a 3-minute and 10-second window as the tube warms up. Remember, it's an indirectly heated cathode. Otherwise, you're going to have the filament. It's going to sit there and create the electronic shmoo, the electrons that float around inside the tube. The screen, instead of being coupled with the filament, the cathode is indirectly heated. So the filament's sitting off doing its own thing. So you have to wait for the heat to get transferred to the cathode. That's the reason for the 2-minute warm-up time. So as we're going through that process, let's go around the outside functions of this thing. We're going to have a 1,000 watt slug and peak, 1,000 in average, 5 watt slug and reverse. And for fun, we're going to hit it with the SR490, but we're going to hit it down on 12 volts. So we're going to put about 110 watts worth of drive in this thing, and it easily makes 2,500 watts. Like, right here, right now. As soon as I show this running, we're going to cut away. I'm going to put the lid back on it and put it back so it's fully ready to go. And we'll come back and we'll run it on 160 meters, 80 meters, 40, 20, and 15. Now what I do really enjoy is that it's got an A and a B. Lower end of the band, higher end of the band, lower end of the band, higher end of the band. You can tell that this is going to be the Cadillac of 40 and 160 meters for some guy out there. This is a beautiful amp. This is one of the ones that I've been kind of flirting with keeping myself. And keeping it around for my own HF setup, but my wife tells me if I buy or keep any more amplifiers, she wants a divorce. Now, she's never said that, but she just looks at me with disgust, like, really, babe, you need another one? And I don't even ever use them. Hardly ever even get to talk on the radio anymore. So, we're going to wait for the wait light. This will click off, and then we can kick this into operate. It does have a Vox setting. And then you got your QS key, which is going to be for your foot pedal. It does have an ALC out on it. Now you guys know that the Tentec Centurion, I still have it for sale. I have it reduced down to like $2,300 right now. A dual 3500Z one that I just had up for sale. I want to get rid of it. Not interested in keeping it. So, okay, our wait light is off. Grab the microphone for the striker. Hello. Hello. Look at that. All right. Let's grab the appropriate mic. Hello. Right about 100 watts worth of drive. Click it into operate. Now, this is another function I want to point out. In standby, it fully cuts off the plate voltage. I love that. And that's also how it protects itself with the overdrive. So like if you have a problem on the grid, problem with the screen, or you overdrive it, it just cuts out the high voltage completely and disconnects the keying circuit. Okay, so the high voltage is online. Ooh. Just buries it over in the corner. 1,000 watts gone. So we'll go up to 2x. Now hold on a second. Got my own personal HF radio on over there. So, now full deflection on this unit. The needle all the way to the right. Gonna be 2,000 watts. Ooh. Ooh. trying it in a corner, and that's with 100 watts worth of drive. So now we're going to go down to 5x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full deflection over here is going to be 5,000 watts. We're reading the middle scale, adding 2 zeros. 2,500 watts of power with, oops, with 100 watts whole of drive. I actually had to put it into standby mode. Put it in QST. Now, why we've got it here? Let's go look at the forward power setting. Go look at our screen setting. Nothing on the screen. And we're going to look at the reflected power setting. Nothing, of course. Okay, so let's go and put this back in standby. And now, let's bring the ICOM into play. And let's show what it does with about 100 watts worth of drive. And we'll start out on 160 meters. We shall return. Oh, yeah, before I cut away. 10 meter position, roughly. It's going to be about 5 on the tune. We're going to be down here right around 2 on the load. Just to give the end user a rough idea of where we're going to end up at. Okay? Shall return. Okay, here we go. So 160 meters in the A position. We're going to be down here about 1 and 4. It's 1,000 watt slug in 2X and 1,000 watt slug in average. And I'm telling you, it's so nice to have this ICOM hooked up here on the bench. Now, I had a guy tell me that even on my own radio it was showing high input SWR. No, you guys, this meter right here is signal and power. That's what S and /PO means. Our input reflect is represented by that element there. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I need to pull the 5 watt element out. We need to put this 50 in there. The CS2 through 30 megahertz. This 5 watt element is 25 through 60. So, now that we got all the proper units of measure, I'll show you drive. Oh, turn this into standby. About 50 average. About 100 peak. Step on the pedal. 1900 watts of output power. We're 1,000 out. Their input reflect is beautiful. Okay, let's go retune for 160B. Okay, so here we are once again. We're on 160B. We are set it for about 5.5, almost 6, all the way down on 0. We're at the high end of 160. Once again, about 100 watts peak. About 50 bird. Remember, this meter is reading twice what that meter is. Peak. I'm going to go ahead and put the amp back into operate. 1,600 watts with no problems whatsoever. 160. All right, let's move on to the 80 meter band. Here we go. The tube in this thing is strong. Okay, so we're in 80 meters. Tune is going to be roughly 8.5, and the load is going to be right around 1. Here we are right in the middle of the 80 meter band. Once again, amp into standby. Drive levels. 50 average, 100 watts peak. Come back here around to the front. Hello. 1. I like the 1980s LEDs. It's freaking hot. Okay, on to 40 meter. I'm gonna go to the low end, 40 meter A. Amazing. This thing beats the shit out of the Ameritron 1500 any day of the week, in my opinion. Okay, so 40 meters are on the low end. We're about 1.5 on the tune. On the load, we are about 3. Put the amp into standby again. 100 watts peak. 50 watts average. Put this into operate. Step on the pedal. 2,000 watts, easy. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. God, it's a beautiful amplifier. Okay. 40 high end of the band. Freaking in love with this box. I just might keep this thing for myself. Sell off one of my other personal collection. This thing's a beast. Okay, so 40B. That'd be the upper end, by the way. 4 on the tune. And once again, 3.5 on the load. Stand by on the amp. 50 average, 100 peak. Okay. Hello. 2,000 in the corner. Input 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I like this a lot. Yep, I like this a lot. I'm impressed with this little box, man. Okay, so 20 meter position. Damn, this thing's transmit. Okay, 5.2, and we're looking at about 1.5. I'm impressed. Okay, so 20 meters. You'll see here in a minute. About 100 watts peak. 100 watts, or 50 watts on average. Let's put this back into operate. Watch this needle on the front. Yeah, it's 2,500 watts. With 100 watts going in. This how 2,000 watts look, right? It's hitting the stop peg, which is about 2,300 watts. The meter's relatively close. Man, this thing just gets with it. Man, I don't know. I've been sitting here trying. I am really trying to talk myself out of keeping this one. It's big, it's heavy, it's delicate, it's pretty, it's rare. It's not that rare. There's a lot of these out there, actually. I don't know, man. Well, let's finish it out. 15. Oh man, it just keeps getting better. Okay, all right. I have to be professional now. There's going to be lots of people that watch this video. 15 meters. Tune is going to be about 5.5. Load is going to be, once again, about 1.5. Amp into standby. Oh, wait a minute. What changed? We're now on the 5x scale. So we are looking at that the bottom scale there, and we're adding a couple zeros. So yeah, 20 is, or no, we're looking in the middle scale. 10's 1,000, 20 is 2,000, 30 is, well, 3,000. Okay, so 50 and 50. We're still, nothing's changed. Let's look at our input tune. Hello, 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 hello. Beautiful. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Luke. Pay attention. All right. Hello, 1, 2. Hello, 1, 2. Hello. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I had to go to the 5-watt cell because I was pinning the peak meter over in the corner. 2,500 watts easy. The average is off the scale to where it should be. Let's take this back down to 2x peak. On the stop peg. It's an amazing little box. I'm a big fan of this tube. Very impressed. Okay. I'm going to put the lid on this thing and I want to do a quick walk around and document any little nicks, dings, and scratches. We'll be back. Give me just a second. Okay, before I go any further, I want to document a couple things here. This tube is literally brand new. You see this writing here? The actual indication on this Svetlana? I mean, this thing is cherry mint, brand new. The way this goes in the socket, there's an indexing pin. Do not twist this tube, okay? When this thing came in here, somebody had twisted the tube to try and pull it out. And there's a little set pin, the indexing pin here, does not run all the way to the top of this lug. And what happened is the way the Russians make the socket for this, it's got 2 fingers with a ring at the top, and that ring slipped around this pin. Okay? Well, there's a brass pop rivet that's at the bottom that allows this indexing pin to spin. So there's nothing that keeps this tube from rotating other than the sheer tension against the other legs. So you want to pull this tube straight out and put it straight in. Do not twist or turn. Okay? None of this straight out, straight in. Or you can damage the socket. The writing on the tube, you're going to index to the straight back on the wall. And it'll be very clear to you because there's this lug here and then there's a slice inside the tube socket. So we're orientating this to the pin faces the back wall. Otherwise the writing also faces the back wall. We drop it straight in. Just like that. End of story. Then you're going to tighten down this strap that's on the side. There's like a mechanical zip tie, metal zip tie, mechanical zip tie that's there. The inside of this cardboard tube has got the anode pickup on it, which is a piece of copper. It comes directly off the parasitic board. Very important, you don't rotate the tube. Or you can run into the situation we had when we first got this. And I'm here to tell you, it was a mother humper getting that tube out of there and not damaging the socket. And how we went about doing is I had to strip this collar off. The collar had to come off. I had to take the parasitic strap off, the anode strap, and the parasitic board had to come out. And that allowed me to be able to go in there and sneak a screwdriver in between the pins with a flashlight and very carefully stick a pin in there, a screwdriver, and then I was able to index the tube, get the collet piece on the bottom of the tube to stay stable for me to be able to pull the tube out. Once I got that unlocked, then I went through and I re-tightened the pin at the bottom of the socket. So do not twist it. And I'm saying this for whoever ends up buying it. You're going to have to put the plate transformer in, which is going to require 4 screws that will come with the transformer. Plug in your high voltage. You're going to plug in your connector, which is all color coded and indexed properly. So your high voltage output leads are going to go, the secondary is going to go on this side, and the primary is going to go on this side. Okay, remember the writing on the transformer has got to face this wall, because you can index it backwards, but the leads won't reach. Okay, I'm going to put the lid on it. There's a little tiny scratch on the top of the cabinet, and another little tiny scratch back here, and that's the end of it. There's no other blemishes. And there's a scratch on this knob right here on the front. Very small scratch. Let me zoom in on that. We'll talk about that for a second. So there's 3 little lines there. Other than that, this thing seems to be absolutely pristine aesthetically. Obviously, everything works completely as advertised. Now, I brought its little baby brother out here, this tentec Centurion. I was originally asking $3 for this tentec Centurion. Nobody seemed to want it, so I'm going to drop the price down on this to $2,400 plus the ride. And the tentec Titan 2 over here, we're going to ask $2,800 for it. And in my opinion, pound for pound, this is a better amplifier than the Ameritron AL1500. By far. It's got a bigger transformer in it, bigger rectifier diodes, band switch is bigger and more heavy duty, more detailed band switch, as in like the multiple positions. Power output, more Scutchum good. It takes less drive. This is an amazing little amp. The things that I did not show on video was me testing the ALC circuit, which works perfectly. It's adjustable in the back, by the way. There's a knob back here in the back. This has got a built-in auto key circuit, PTT and box. And it's the same amount of wait time for the thing to warm up as the AL1500. But in my opinion, this is a better box, just from the internal construction of it. The AL1500 is a beautiful amplifier, but I believe that this is a superior device. So, still for sale, tentec Centurion at $2,400, and this one here at $2,800 plus the ride. Give me a shout. Let me know if you're interested. Gentlemen, my name is BBI. Once again, bringing us just more products for us to be able to get rid of, and for some other amateur operator out there to be able to consume and use. I'm not too interested in selling this to any other market share other than a serious amateur radio operator. This is a very, very good piece of equipment. I think somebody out there that's 160 or a 40 or an 80, 20 meter guy would love to have this thing. So just call this number or shoot me a text, and we will start the process of getting this headed your direction. Gentlemen, my name is BBI, and without a shadow of a doubt, I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho. Come check us out, www.bbiamps.com. And I'm proud to say that I'm one of the largest repair shops in the United States that's privately held, period, bar none. And I don't get to be here without all of you guys. And I don't get to have these fun projects show up here for me to be able to work on, repair, and document for you guys as a reference without your all support. And I mean that seriously. I get up every day and I go, I cannot believe I get to live in this universe. I am so happy with what I get to do every single day. I hope how grateful I am for that comes across in every video that I get to do. So, on that note, give me a shout if you guys are interested in either one of the tentecs. I'll hook you up. All right, guys, bump from the biggest duck in Idaho. I'll see ya. Bye.